fast you were going?
What? How fast we were going?
I don't know. 10?
8.
Be advised, this is an explicit podcast. If you're easily offended, get your panties twisted into a knot. Leave now. Run in your safe space. Get your little cloth for your tears. All the opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and his guest and do not reflect the opinions of any local or government agency. Welcome to another episode of MOTORCOP Chronicles podcast. I'm your host, Iceman. I know I didn't put it out Sunday night like I usually do, but I was, no excuses, but I was extremely tired. Got almost one whole side done of the roof I've been putting on, the metal roof. Only one side left and a little piece, and my back was hurting and I was tired and wasn't in the right mindset, and I just wasn't going to put something out to put it out, not have the energy or enthusiasm to do it, to put it out. So putting it out today because we do have a couple stories to talk about. Of course, me pulling people over. Let's get the other stuff out the way. Go follow us on follow me on Facebook or YouTube. Click the little bells and the like button so you get notified when we go live. Also, I did finally start a members page that you have to, I have to approve you to be a member of a private group. Basically, it's a private group. The group's on Facebook. It's called the MOTORCOP Clubhouse. I just did the Clubhouse, and there's a lot of places called the Clubhouse, and come to find out, a lot of them are for sex stuff, I guess, and Bam was telling me, and I'm like, oh, well, so I went and changed the name. So it's the MOTORCOP Clubhouse. If you want to join the private group, go ahead. I've been posting some more stuff in there. Being a member, you are allowed to post. Of course, we're going to try to keep everything cordial. Don't know, back and forth arguing and stuff like that. I don't want to have to kick or block anybody. But it's a private group. I'm probably gonna do some just a little live stuff over there, here and there, that won't be on audio or in the regular group. On a regular Facebook page, you will actually have to be inside the private group to be able to see or hear it. So if you want that extra stuff I'll be putting out, you have to do it. Of course, nothing costs anything. Like I said, I'm not charging nobody nothing. It's free. You need to just apply, and as long as I either recognize who you are or something, or check you out to make sure you're not some kind of troll or something, I will approve you. Went live shortly, just for 10 minutes or so. Saturday night we had a get together here. Freebird was here, the box was here and stuff, and we were at my private bar room I built and stuff, and went live there for 10 minutes or so. That's only on the private group page. You can see that video. So other than that, if you're on audio, I know how the audio listeners, if you're on Apple, write a 5-star review. Give me 5 stars. Write a review. I will read it out on air whenever we get them. Give you a shout out or whatever. Of course, you can always go get any T-shirts or other stuff like that on Etsy. I put the link in the link's going to be in the description in the bottom. You can click on it, bring you over there. I got the stuff. I think I got it priced as cheap as I can and price it. I am not making no kind of profit on it. It says you're supposed to do like a 40% markup, and I don't do it. It's probably like 3 or 4%. I'm just trying to get my logo out there. Maybe we'll get some more listeners and stuff, get bigger. As I was talking about, just happened to look at it while I said it. We do have another review from I hope I'm saying it right, Felicita, or Felicita, 1975. It says, honoring the fallen. Thank you, Iceman. Appreciate you giving me a review. I'm going to continue to keep doing the end of watch. I don't like doing them. Like I said, I know Randy Sutton does his own version of it. As far as I know, me and him are the only two that do anything like that. So I don't like doing it. It's not my fun time of the month at all, but I'm going to continue doing it because those men and women that have given their lives to protect and serve other people deserve something, just a little bit. So, but I appreciate that for the review. Thank you very much. So, with that all being said, let's get into these stories, right? This first one I'm going to talk about, it's not really long. It was something that had popped in my head, and I wrote it down. I pulled this person over in a minivan, okay? They were doing 75 and a 60, 15 over. So it's a good stop. California tags on it, right? So I go up, normal spiel. It was a guy, sir, what reason I pulled you over? Doing 75 and 60. Need your driver's license and insurance registration. Well, that he hands me everything. I don't know if anybody's ever experienced. Have anybody ever experienced one of them? Just a person that's rude, but they don't say nothing. It's their demeanor, their posture, the look on their face. He was that type of person. Like, just had the demeanor and the look on their face like, I can't believe you pulled me over. You're wasting my time. Yada yada yada. Well, he was that type of person. Never said a word, but you could feel it. You could feel the hatred just oozing out of him, So, of course, he got his ticket, Mr. California, and he got a, welcome to Louisiana and have a nice day. Go about your business in your minivan. Don't have an attitude. You're driving a minivan, okay? You cannot be cool. You cannot be a badass. It's a minivan. Okay, so stop. Just smile. You're the one speeding. I'm not the one that had my foot on the accelerator, right? All right, a few days later, I pulled over an older couple. They were doing 77 and a 60. Usual spiel. I get their info, go back with my ticket. And the man asked me if I took excuses. I said, well, I think I've heard most excuses, in almost 30 years of doing this, but you can give it a shot, even though I said it's not going to work. But he gave me his excuse. His wife says, well, I looked at him, and she says, well, he still wants to give you his excuse. I'm like, okay, go ahead. Give me your excuse. He said that he was trying to get in front of, there was a pack of motorcycles, that he was trying to get in front of the pack of motorcycles. I said, well, you did, and then you got pulled over for getting in front of them. And sign right here, tonight admission of guilt. It's just stating that you're either going to pay the citation fine or show up in court on the date on the citation. So I don't understand why he was trying to get in front of the motorcycle so bad. They were doing the speed limit, I think maybe 2-3 miles an hour over because they were speeding. I'd have pulled them over. So he gave me his excuse. I hope it made him happy. It did not help anything. He still got a ticket. But he was adamant, his wife was, that he really, really wanted to give me his excuse. I hope it made him feel better. Next, I had pulled over a blue Toyota pick-em-up truck with a camper shell on it. Florida tags. They had he had some of them number stickers on it, the I guess egg shaped oblong or whatever. Them stickers, with the numbers where people done run, I guess marathons or half marathons. I don't know. It's got the numbers on it. I'm not a runner, don't like running, but he had some of those on there, sticker. So, like I said, went up, approached him, and told him, why I pulled him over, and I joked with him, about he said something. I was like, look, I said, don't do it. I said, I don't like you already. I said, you got them stickers on your back, so you're a runner. I said, I don't like runners, so I don't like you. We just kind of chuckled about it. Come to find out, this guy is a helicopter pilot with the United States Coast Guard, and he used to work around the border and stuff right now. Now he's a drone pilot. And we were talking about we had a little discussion. He told me about how many illegals that he videos and they watch on every single day coming across the border, thousands of people. And but that's what he does there. He's military, still active and all that stuff, and he was cool with everything. So I did give him a warning. So, not a total butthead all the time. So, I gave him a warning. Anyway, he had a cool job. He's a helicopter pilot, and now he flies drones. I mean, that's a pretty cool job. So, I let him go with a warning. So, like it was the following week, I pull over a white flatbed truck doing 77 and a 60. When I tell this guy how fast he's going, I tell him, like, the reason I stopped you doing 77 and 60. The first thing this guy does, he looks at his speedometer. What the fuck, he just looks at his speedometer. I'm like, all right, I get his information, and I come back, and I said, I just wrote you for doing this 77. He looks at his speedometer again. I'm like, does he think it's still going to be saying 77 miles an hour? I mean, we're stopped at this point. Why do you keep looking at it? He was some hot shot driver or something like that. I'm not sure. But he kept looking at his freaking speedometer. And he's like, well, I just don't believe that I was going that fast. Well, keep looking at your speedometer. Of course, you're not going that fast now, right? Because he kind of, once he realized that he was getting taken, he kind of copped a little slight attitude with me. I said, well, sir, as I tell everybody, if you want to argue about it, you're more than welcome to. You have a court date, come to court. I said, we're not going to argue about it on the side of the road here, because you're going to end up losing that argument. He just, I said, I got you with the LiDAR, which is a laser, yada, yada, yada. But he just was like, I just don't believe it. I said, we'll come to court, prove that you wasn't going that fast. I mean, you not believing you were going that fast is not proof that you were not going that fast. So he was another one that's, when I basically would like to tell somebody to go fuck themselves, I give them, I'm like, well, you have a nice day when I hand them the ticket and walk off. Because usually I'm just like, drive safe, be careful pulling out, stuff like that. I don't usually say, have a nice day, because your day's not being nice. I mean, I just messed up your day. I wrote you a ticket. So when you get have a nice day from me, that's basically telling you to go fuck yourself. So get on to, I had way more traffic stop stories than I thought I had done. So getting close. I was running stationary radar, and this was not on the interstate, the local state road. I had gotten asked if I could go work a certain area. People have been complaining about speeders. So that's what I do. I like to write tickets. So they sent me out there. Anyway, I was running station. Well, I wasn't even running radar. I I was off the bike, I was standing on a side street with my LiDAR, clocking traffic. Suddenly this guy walks up from, they had this, I guess it's like a little trailer park or something. I think it's like, I don't know, 5-6 trailers. It was across the street. There's a 2-lane state highway with shoulders on both sides, full shoulder. But across the street there was just a little trailer park. Looks like somebody had a little piece of property and crammed some trailers in it. Well, the Tot was out there also with me. This guy walks up and I'm like, what the hell is this dude walking up for? You know. He walks up and he's got this like folder. It wasn't like a notebook or something. It was some kind of folder looking thing. And he's like, well, can I ask y'all a question? And he didn't sound like that, of course, when he opened his mouth and spoke to me. And I'm like, oh God, this dude's he's either slow, something's wrong with this guy or something. He had a very weird voice, if not. I'm like, sure, but what do you need? I thought, most of the time when we're out doing this stuff in residential areas and stuff like that, the main thing we get is like, we're always there at the wrong time, according to some, people. We're all going to get, if you hear it, 4 o'clock in the morning, that's when you get them. Or if you were here at 6 o'clock and at 5:15 in the afternoon, they don't understand. I work from 7 to 3. And we usually have school zones for an hour before that. So as soon as I'm going to be able to even get out somewhere and start writing tickets, it's a little bit after 8. But that's what I thought this was going to be. I thought this guy, was going to tell me the best times to be out there, because we'd already gotten, I think, that once or twice already. So I'm like, what do you need? What do you need, sir? And it's like, he says, I can't say exactly what he quoted, but he says something. He's like, how long do you have to live in Louisiana to have residential jurisdiction? I said, what did you just say? He said, how long do you have to live in Louisiana to have residential jurisdiction? I'm like, I've never heard of that. Couldn't find out it's some kind of tax jargon or something, because we looked up residential jurisdiction. It doesn't do anything. I'm like, sir, what are you trying to ask me? I don't understand. What are you trying to ask me? Because at first I thought maybe he's talking about how long, because once you move, you have so long to, swap out your driver's license and stuff like that. So I thought maybe that's what he was saying at first. And I was like, just with your driver's license or something? No, your jurisdiction, I'm like, are you trying to question me about my jurisdiction? And he spouted off something else, and I tell y'all what, everybody listen to me, and people that do me, I have zero patience when it comes to any kind of this sovereign citizen or any kind of other bullshit. Okay, zero patience. I looked at him. I said, "You one of them sovereign citizens?" Well, my exact words were, "Were you one of these? You one of them dumbass sovereign citizen people?" Oh, no, I don't like them. And I'm like, okay, but you're spouting off this jargon shit at me. That makes zero sense. You see, I'm doing something, and I have no patience to deal with this person now. Then he said some other shit, and I finally looked at him. I'm like, we don't even understand. I said, we don't even understand what you're talking about. You're making no sense. He's like, well, y'all gonna be here a little while? I'm gonna run home and get on the computer. I said, what? I said, now this is like quote. I said, what? You gonna run your dumb ass back to your house and get back on YouTube? I said, let me explain something to you. If you're gonna come at me with some stupid ass bullshit like you're coming at me with, you better come way more educated, okay? Because you're an idiot. I said, the best thing you can do is to haul your ass back across that street right there and get out of my face with your shit. And he spouted something else off to the tot. Because at this point, I'm done with him, completely done. It's like I was going to give him just a few minutes, and he better haul his ass away from me because you're bothering me. And he says some other shit, something, with the top. And the top finally looked at him after about 30 seconds of it and says, look, I kind of agree with him right there, talking about me, the Iceman. He's like, I agree with him right there. You need to haul your ass across the street and leave. So it's like, well, if y'all feel that, yep, we feel that way. So he did. He left. Like I said, I have zero patience when it comes to them sovereign citizens or whatever they want to call themselves. Come out here and ask me, basically what my jurisdiction was. He was about to find out. I haven't dealt with a whole lot of them. I pulled this female over on the interstate one time. She never gave me no jargon or nothing like that. She had everything she was supposed to, but when she signed it, she put that sovereign citizen bullshit, whatever they kind of little symbol thing. I knew what it was, and she put it on the ticket. Another time, I think I talked about the story. The guy handed me the little packet of paper. I looked at it and handed it back to him. Looked at my partner at the time, and I said, "Oh, we got one of these." And I looked at him and said, you're either going to give me some kind of legal form of identification in the paperwork on this vehicle, and you're going to cooperate, or I'm going to break this window and I'm going to drag you out this car by your head. And he rolled his window down, handed me a legal driver's license, and everything was legal. So I don't know why he was trying to pull that shit. And he's supposed to be a sovereign citizen. I also saw a Louisiana purchase card in his wallet when he was getting his driver's license out of it. And for all the out-of-state people, Louisiana purchase card is basically a food stamp card. And he had one of those. But you won't be a sovereign citizen, but you sure are going to take my tax money and go buy free food with it for yourself. And fuck you, you hypocrite. And I had another one. I had another one a long time ago, and it was basically the same thing. But he did get drug out his car. So I know you watched. If you watch them on YouTube and stuff, you'll see them sovereign citizens. You see some of these cops. They'll go on for half an hour or so back and forth with them, and yada yada yada. I'm not gonna play with them. I told you what I needed. I'm lawfully there. Just give me your shit and you get your ticket and go about the business. You can fight in court later. But I'm not gonna sit here and hem-haw around with, I'm not driving, I'm traveling and all this. I'm not playing that bullshit. I'm not wasting my time or anything else. So if you ever see me on YouTube, but with some of that, it's not going to be a very long video. It'll probably be like 5 minutes long. It's not going to be one of my half-hour long videos where I'm sitting there looking at this bullshit paper. He's just handing me and this and, oh, please, sir, get out the car. No, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to say, all right, sir, you need to step out of the vehicle. And I'm not going to step out. Sir, you need to step out of the vehicle, or I'm going to break the window and I'm going to take you out of the vehicle. And I'll probably say it one more time, but there won't be a fourth time. The fourth time, his window's going to get busted out and he's going to get drug out the damn car. So I had the special ed sovereign citizen going to come at me with just weak. I mean, some of them at least can make themselves sound like they're intelligent and know what they're talking about, even though they're spouting bullshit. But yeah, I ran his ass off. Could I have probably been a little politer with him? Yeah, probably so. But he's just an idiot. He purposely left his residence, walked across the street to bother me. I wasn't messing with him, but you can come over here and fuck with me. No. So, yeah, I probably could have been a little more pleasurable to him. But I can't stand stupidity like that. So, but that was a sovereign citizen when just sticking his nose where it don't belong, and he's just was a moron. Didn't even have his jargon down right. Get your jargon down right at least. So. But that was the sovereign citizen story. I hope it was worth it. Y'all wasn't disappointed in it. I did stop a guy that was doing same day. It was the same day. I stopped a guy that was doing 66 and a 55. When I'm working, when I get sent out and to write tickets, I'm like a straight up 11 over guy. Yeah, when I'm on the interstate and stuff, a lot of times I'll give 15 and stuff. Depends on how traffic is that day. But when I'm sent somewhere to do it, no, I'm stopping everything doing 11. I mean, anything doing 11 and up, it's getting pulled over. Well, I pulled this guy over. Excuse me. And I tell him, I wasn't stationary anymore. It was stationary, but I actually had to get on the bike and go chase him down and get him pulled over, walk up, and I tell the guy, I'm like, this guy, I think he's like 29 or 30. I don't understand. I mean, I know 30-year-old's a grown man, and I used to think I was pretty damn old when I was 32. I got a son that's going to be 30, and so I guess I'm like, this fucking kid's got an attitude. But like I said, I told him, I said, third reason I pulled you over, we're doing 66 and a 55, and he gets like, oh, really? Oh, yeah. Didn't just make it up when I walked up here. Yeah, really. Huh. Well, he wasn't happy. I got his shit and come back, gave him his ticket, and his attitude's gotten a little bit worse at this point. Huh. You pulled me over. I was doing 66. Yes, sir. I clocked you with a $1. Oh, well, I said you can. You got a court date. I'm gonna come to court and I'm gonna prove it because I was only doing 60. Okay, you do that, please. Because what he fails to realize is the speed limit is 55. There's no. Well, I don't know why people think there's no cushion. There's no cushion. You can get a ticket for doing 56. So bring your little smart ass self in the courtroom and tell the judge I wasn't doing 55, wasn't doing 66. I was doing 60 and a 55. And watch how quickly you say the judge will look and say, bam, fine, guilty, 60 and a 55. Here's the fine. I've had it happen before. Had somebody go to court and do that. And they were representing themselves. Of course, they had some lawyers sitting there. When the person said that, I just kind of got a smirk on my face. The lawyers waiting their turn, sitting behind him, put their head down and shook their head because they knew what just happened. Because he just admitted guilt. He just admitted to speeding. But just because you think it's not a cushion. Just because it's 55 don't mean you can do 60. Some people, for some reason, people think that you can't. I'm just not going to write you a ticket for doing 5 over, even though I could. So technically, you're still breaking the law. So I hope he does show up and decides. Because first of all, he's going to lose 2 days of work. Because people don't realize when you go to fight the traffic ticket, your first day is an arraignment where you just go plead guilty or not guilty. It's not a trial day. So that's one day. I don't have to go to court that day. I don't even get subpoenaed for that day. You plead not guilty, then they give you another subpoena, and they will subpoena me, and that's your trial date. And unlike a lot of cops, I actually show up. I took the time to write the ticket. I'm going to show up and try to get you prosecuted on that ticket. So good luck, buddy. I hope you show up. It'll be a nice, fun time. We can talk and rehash your childhood memories or something like that, or lack thereof, or your daddy issues. No, we're gonna get to this last one. This last little story. This guy here. This was on the interstate. I got him doing like I'm right at 80 in a 60. And he was one of those. He was a Toyota Camry, I think, or Civic. It was one of the sports models. I think this one was a. Did I write it down? Yellow Toyota. I put zoom car. Anyway, it looked like one of them little. I think it was a Civic or a Camry. It wasn't or a Corolla. I'm not sorry, not the Camry. I think it was the Corolla. Not the yellow Corolla, like one of the little sporty ones. Well, this motherfucker was like bright ass yellow, like Bumblebee off the freaking Transformers yellow. Like I said, I clocked him at I think it was right at 800 something feet away. So no, Nerd Boy. All right, they're looks like he just bought the car in Alabama. They're going back to Texas. And I advised him how fast he was going. And, he's like, well, look, I'm not from here. Then. I really don't want to hear that excuse. You passed 4 signs already. So I'm like, okay. Well, look, what happens if I just promise I'll never come to Louisiana again? Dude, you didn't rape a fucking alligator or something. Jesus Christ, I got pulled you over for speeding. I said, sir, I don't really care if you come back here or not. Like I said, you could tell his dad was sitting there. Kid was in, I don't know, I think he was 27 or so. Let me get some of this drink right here. Drinking the banana whiskey, the howler head, howler monkey when one of the listeners to on the live we did, I found some. It's good. The other one is got more banana flavor to me, but it's good. So I come back with his citation. Of course, Junior is not happy at all in his little zoom car. Now get you this. This dude's going. I mean, he's driving his little zoom car. He's wearing like fingerless black leather gloves, like driving gloves to drive this car. It's that badass. That's really how badass his car was. That he had black fingerless driving gloves on. Yeah. But this dude was pissed, and he's like, I didn't have to. But when I came back, I actually brought the LiDAR with me, and I showed him how many feet I had him away at, and I was now I'm pretty sure it's not true. I just thought about it, and I would have probably looked it up ahead of time. And I know I got some cops that are listeners in Texas, Cornholio. Hey, hit me up and let me know. I know for a fact you'll know this, how much traffic you work. He's like, well, that laser is something, they're not allowed to use that in Texas or something. I'm thinking, okay, well, the laser is the most accurate speed devices that we have, way better than radar. That's why I use the laser, the LiDAR. I'm like, oh, really? So the cops aren't allowed to use these in Texas. That's what you're saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, guess what, Toto? You're not in Texas anymore. I looked at him. I didn't say Toto, but I looked at him and said, guess what? He just kind of looked at me. I said, this is Louisiana. This ain't Texas. So I wasn't going to sit there and argue. I didn't know the law on it, but I'd probably put money on it that the LiDARs are not banned from police using them to run traffic with. I wouldn't think so. If it is, I'm wrong. I just can't see it. But yeah, you want to pop that shit off at me. All right, boy. Take yourself and your little yellow Toyota Camry, with your little fin on the back of it, your little sports model camera, your little zoom car, and you can head back to Texas with your, because you're so badass. You're so bad. I mean, they were intimidating me, but you're so badass. Your car is so fucking badass that you have to have leather fingerless driving gloves with your daddy in there. I did look at him. I said, I don't understand you kids with these attitudes lately. I said, I don't know. Did your parents not teach you any respect or anything? And I just kind of looked at Daddy when I said it, because I knew I was Daddy. Not unless he's gay and really likes like really old guys, because this dude looked way older than me. So I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he's got a pop-off fetish that he likes to do. I don't know, because his little driving gloves are gay as shit. So that's the stories for this past week. I hope y'all found them interesting. I'm going to have to figure something out for this coming up week, because this week it is supposed to rain all week. I was actually wanted to go out and write tickets today, and it started raining. Weathermen were wrong. The rain wasn't supposed to be here till tomorrow. Wish I could have a job where I was only right 50% of the damn time. Anyway, well, do have a guest that wants to come on and ask some questions too. We may have to try to hook that up also. So I hope y'all had a great weekend, and I hope this week is good too. Y'all come back Wednesday if you want to watch a live show. I think all four of us will be here. Myself, Holstera, The Box, and Freebird. And I do, if it's supposed to be in tomorrow, I do have a special surprise for Freebird that ought to make for very interesting video podcast. If you want to watch that, you're going to have to come watch it, or go back and watch the video once to put it out. But it ought to be pretty funny. So, like I said, everybody, I hope everybody has a great time, a great weekend, a great week. Stay safe, watch your back, watch your partner's back, and remember to smile, because the Iceman could always be behind you.